We'll take just another moment till you're settled in to your seat. We're almost all settled in. And we'll begin this practice session together, relaxing, simple whole body awareness of sitting. And bringing mindful awareness to the breath, the sensations of an in-breath and the sensations of an out-breath. At your Anapana spot. And gathering together with this mindfulness of breathing practice, gathering the whatever dispersed energy of the heart mind has gotten dispersed and bringing it together gently, gathering it in a very simple way. This afternoon, we'll be moving into the practice of metta with a difficult person. And of course, it's not difficult or at all unusual to find difficult people in this world. Anywhere, everywhere. Maybe at home or at work, at the grocery store, at the gas station, and maybe even in our spiritual communities, maybe even in our Sangha. Difficult people come in every form: old, young, female, male, rich, poor, stubborn, close-minded, easily angered, and those that may be difficult and even delightful at times. Difficult people may be difficult to communicate with. Maybe they're overly critical and judgmental of us and of others as well. I think it's fair to say that difficult people, they're just not easy to deal with overall. And yet we all have and always will encounter some difficult people and have to deal with them. A monk once asked the Chinese meditation master Yun Men, "What is the work of the Buddha's whole life?" And Yun Men replied, "An appropriate response." It's not that something's gone wrong when we find that we have difficult people in our lives. We all do. Even monks and nuns in the Buddha's Sangha face such people in their lives, in the Sangha and in the lay people community that they were part of, or at least some of the time part of. And this still happens in all Buddhist Sanghas. There's a story of such an encounter between the Buddha and a difficult person named Akosina. Akosina's name translates to not getting angry. But actually, he was the opposite of his name. He was a very easily angered person, easily angered by something or someone. And when he heard that the Buddha didn't get angry with anyone, he immediately decided to visit him. And he went up to the Buddha, criticizing him and scolding him for all sorts of things, insulting him and calling him nasty names. He shouted at the Buddha. He said, "You have no right to be teaching others. You're as stupid as everybody else. You're nothing but a fake," Akosina said to the Buddha. At the end of Akosina's angry speech, it was obvious that the Buddha wasn't upset, but instead smiled and asked the man if he had any friends or relatives. "Well, yes," said Akosina. "When you visit them, do you take them gifts?" the Buddha asked Akosina. "Of course, I always bring them gifts," the angry man replied. So tell me," said the Buddha, "what happens if they don't accept your gifts? If you buy a gift for someone and that person doesn't take it, then whom does the gift belong to? Well, Akosina was really quite surprised to be asked what he thought was such a strange question. And he responded with, well, it belongs to me because I bought the gift. So I take the gift home and I enjoy it myself or enjoy it with my family. That's correct, said the Buddha and smiled again. It's exactly the same with your anger, the Buddha went on. You have brought me a gift of your anger here today. But I don't accept it, and I'm not insulted by it. You're the only person who's unhappy. All you have done is hurt yourself. So you may take that gift home for yourself and share it with your family if you would like to. And the Buddha continued, if you want to stop hurting yourself, you must let go of your anger and become loving instead. When you feel hatred for others, you yourself become unhappy. But when you feel friendly and loving towards others, everyone's happy. It's said that this young man listened closely to the words of the Buddha and then responded, you're right. You're right, O Blessed One. Please teach me the path of love. I wish to become your follower. And the Buddha answered Akosina kindly, saying, of course. I teach anyone who really, truly wants to learn. Come with me. I think that we all know, at least some of the time, that the method to solve difficulties, the method to work with difficult situations and difficult people is through patience, kindness, and honesty. We mustn't allow difficult people to assume victory. And this requires great patience and our ability, our skill to speak or act in some appropriately responsive way in relationship to the difficult person and or in relationship to the difficult situation. Compassionately sustaining truthfulness with difficult people can really take a lot of practice to access. It's not easy. The Buddha said, in controversy, the instant we feel anger, we have already ceased striving for truth and instead have begun striving for ourselves. The wisdom of this quote is that it shows with anger our inner and our outer discussions become selfish. So now we'll begin to explore this metta practice in relationship to a difficult person. And I strongly suggest that you do not pick the most difficult person in your life. Not for this meditation today, right now, but rather a mildly difficult person. Someone who's mildly irritating. That's difficult enough for right now. So taking a few moments just to let the mind open up and peruse the people that have been and still are somewhat irritating in your life these days. And one of them might just step forth and say, maybe not literally say, but say in their own way, take me. So take that one. And just holding them very lightly at this moment in your heart. Or you could even set them beside you for the moment. You'll pick them up again in a few minutes. And we'll begin our practice with just a few rounds of metta for ourselves, using the phrases that you've already used for yourself and allowing the heart mind to open and to soften in a gentle way. You are totally, completely worthy of your love, your care, and your friendship. And now finishing with the phrase that you're on in relationship to showering yourself with metta. And bring to heart, bring to mind a difficult person who's maybe been very patiently or maybe impatiently waiting to be invited back into your practice. and bringing up an image if you can, easily visualizing this person, or bringing in a felt sense of this person if bringing in an image is not an easy process for you. And we'll spend just a few moments now bringing to heart, bringing to mind a few good qualities of this person, or at least one good quality of this difficult person. And if that's just too challenging right now, then just simply bring into your heart this person's wish to be happy, this person's wish to be at ease in their life, just as you wish to be at ease and content in your life. And now let the reflection go. Just let it go. And keeping the image or the felt sense or both in your mind, your heart. And begin directing the energy of metta through the repetition of the phrases to this person. May you be safe and protected from inner and outer danger and harm. May you be peaceful and happy. May you be strong, healthy. May you take care of yourself wisely, easily. May you live with a deep sense of ease and well-being. May you accept yourself unconditionally, completely, just as you are in any moment. If at any point during this practice period you lose the connection to this person or space out or in some way get distracted, just recognize this with kindness. And then you can just simply begin again with one phrase, and then maybe one more phrase, and then maybe another phrase. If at any point it becomes too difficult, this practice with the difficult person, You can return to your benefactor or your dear friend or yourself with the metta phrases until the heart, the mind opens and softens again. And then return anew back to the difficult person. And now finishing with the phrase that you're on in relationship to the difficult person. And returning your practice now, your practice of metta, offering metta to yourself. And mindfully noticing how metta for yourself is showing up at this point. May all of the wholesome energies and the fruits that manifest through our practice serve with immeasurable impartiality, without bias, without prejudice, towards the welfare, the happiness, and the awakening of all beings everywhere. And so now you have a couple of hours to continue with your metta practice on your own time. And we'll gather together for a Dhamma talk in about 3 hours.